We the bing bong bunch.
Hello, welcome to the Fuck This Laptop, not next fortnight though, new laptop podcast.
Damn, I was hoping for a more satisfying from the bottle, but it's already been opened.
Oh, fair. That is like I wouldn't say it's underrated, but it's one of those little things. And what were we talking about the other night with Bolly and Pomota? You live for the little wins? Was that what it was?
Small happies?
The small happies. The small happies.
See, like the opening of a carbonated drink is the...
That is a small happy, you know?
Mm.
There's a lot of big sads. We have small happies that keep us going, and big happies every so often as well.
That's true. It's all about living till the next big happy, you know?
Yeah, day to day. When you have a day where you realize you're not looking forward to anything, that's when you need good people around you.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah. That's the worst time for it.
Yeah.
Mm.
How's your lockdown going?
I mean, is what it is. We're getting through it, and still working, still talking to people and chatting to people. Everyone's sad, so we're all sad together.
Yeah.
Which I think is good.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, isn't it?
It is, and we're right at the tipping point because obviously we're on our way out, but we're also at the point that people are already making their way out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
man.
at this point, I've nothing bad to say about that as long as you're just being smart, I guess. You know? I won't say anything more than that.
Fair enough.
You know?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Welcome to the Incriminating Evidence podcast where we discuss things we shouldn't.
You know what's so fucking weird though is just like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the only news I engage with is COVID based these days. Because part of me is like, well, what's the point of anything else? Because you can't fucking do anything.
That's so true. But yeah, I looked up like COVID today, COVID Victoria.
Yeah.
And
Did we crack 2,000 yet? I haven't looked at it.
No, we haven't. So yeah, I saw the number and I'm like, I was about to click the thing to read. I'm like, nah, closed. And then I looked up new Skyrim mod. You know, because that's what I really need to focus on. I think that's the news I need to be distracting myself with.
All people are doing is just being inside. So gaming's still big news.
Gaming is still being used. Although I did have I had a meal the other day just sitting in the backyard, and now I've started sitting on like Jake's little porch thing with like a coffee, and if he's working out, he'll sometimes have just like jazz music playing, so I feel like I'm in a movie when there's just like this nice piano and I'm sitting there with a coffee looking at the grass and, like I said, watching the birds. I realize I'm really into birds. Yeah,
that sounds like the most boring movie of all time.
Absolutely.
A guy sits on a balcony, has coffee and watches birds.
Yeah, well, see, they would land on the clothesline, and then it would spin and they'd be so confused, and then they'd fly off and they'd land on the other bit of the clothesline thinking it's not going to spin, but it was.
Hey man, there's a reason bird watching is a hobby.
True, and now I've literally only discovered the other day why. Because I even started trying to go, woohoo! Woohoo! And they were not giving me any attention. I feel like you had something to add before.
No, I mean, like,
that.
I was just gonna say that, like, I've been like, because I live in the backyard. I live in a shack in the backyard, and like I see those birds every day, and there's so many that just will come and go from our backyard. It's all like, I think they're Indian miners, and whatever those generic pigeon-looking birds we have in Melbourne are, that they're not pigeons, but they're like sort of.
Are they the grey ones with the sort of black frill-ish? Like, not frill, just...
But yeah, I think we're talking about the same bird. But yeah, man, those fucking... I've just watched them slowly, like, sit from the back fence to the clothesline to just, like, my table. And then I walked into the house the other day and we have this little undercover area. And they're in there, hanging, like...
the gym area?
In the gym.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck, they're getting too comfortable.
They're getting comfy, man.
Yeah, and that's when they start putting up nests, and then there's birds.
Yeah, no, if we just keep an eye on them, it'll be good. Because that backyard used to have a little bird pond, and I think that distracted them, or it inspired them. I don't know. Maybe it's good to have a bird pond so they have somewhere to sort of frolic and not make their own little homes.
What's a scarecrow? What does that do? Does that actually scare any birds?
It scares crows. But that's particularly for.
Of course, it scares crows. Stuff. What a fucking idiot I am. I'm actually.
Oh, I thought I was being.
Because you know how like werewolf, I'm like, oh, it's its own thing, and like scarecrow is its own thing, but it's literally just scarecrows.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Oh,
I feel like an absolute R word.
See, I'll tell you now, if you hadn't have said anything, I would
You're just like, oh, Poxy's being dumb.
Yeah, because when you said,
ironic,
what does
dumb,
a scarecrow do?
dumb,
I'm like,
ironic.
he knows what it does. So I'm just
Well, I
finally
realised,
say
I'm like,
it.
yeah, it scares, it must scare
It
birds.
scare the crows.
But how dumb? Crows are smart birds.
They are, but... You know, I feel like you make the crow look human enough. You see images all the time of
The crow look human enough.
Sorry, no, you make the scarecrow look human enough.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of pictures of just like crows chilling on scarecrows.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think they've learned.
Yeah.
I think they've learned.
You gotta set up like mannequins.
Or like animatronics, maybe. That would be good.
That'd be expensive, man.
It's
Dude, how creepy would that be? You know how like...
Oh.
Yeah, paint this picture, right? You've got like a horror film or setting, and it's like they get lost on a farm and they're running through the fields. And there's a scarecrow. That's kind of scary. But what if there's a bunch of mannequins in the field? It's like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
here?
that'd be creepy.
Yeah.
And then, like, I mean, mannequins, I think, are creepy as is, to be honest. They're just like that sort of... They're not... I wouldn't say uncanny valley, because they're not too human, but...
Well,
I don't trust them.
What's creepier? A mannequin that is like the bare bones of a human form? Like it's
just
like the ones you see at like Kmart and BW, where it's just like a plain... white generic shape of a human.
Yeah, barely any eyes or mouth even.
Or like some of the more fancy mannequins that they put eyes and hair on and shit.
Those ones I think are creepier because they hit the uncanny valley where it's almost human but not human. At least like I said, the ones with no eyes and mouths, I don't trust them, but I'm not scared of them. But the ones with the eyes and mouths, I don't trust them and I'm scared of them. Especially the hair.
They definitely look creepier. They're more doll-like. I guess there's a lot of
true. And dolls in general are creepy.
Yeah.
Used to have like... Oh no, puppets. That's what used to scare me.
Puppets,
yeah, because I might have told you I used to have a puppet of Geppetto from Pinocchio, and he'd hang outside my door when I slept.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And
I always found that so bizarre. It wasn't bizarre. Pinocchio. Because Pinocchio's a puppet. Geppetto's not a puppet.
That's what made it scarier, I think, because he shouldn't be the puppet.
Yeah, true.
So he would watch me sleep, you know, and for years I was scared to tell anyone. Like, this is like some secret I had to keep.
Did the Goosebumps book have an impact on that?
Yes, and I never read it. I looked at the front cover and I was like, I'm scared now.
Damn.
And I looked at I would do that with all the Goosebumps. So look at the front cover. If it was too scary, I wouldn't read it. If it was only a little bit scary, I'd read it.
I think that was the only Goosebumps book I read.
Really?
From memory.
Do you remember much of it? This is a writing podcast.
Was the puppet called like Slappy or something?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Slappy. And
I remember the name. I feel like the character found it in a dumpster.
Something like that. It's a classic puppet story.
But I don't think I read a whole bunch of Goosebumps. How many books did that guy pump out? It must be heaps.
I want to say he hit 100 of the Goosebumps books at least. Like because he did 3 Slappy ones. There was like a Bride of Slappy shit. And then the family of Slappy and shit.
Damn.
And then he wrote these other books about this really disgusting school. I don't know what it was back in the day. Toys and books, the more goopy and gross, like that's how they targeted boys. You know, like we got the booger dogs.
Yeah. There's some weird... I'm just thinking now that whole era... in my head, I'm just like primary school library, circa 2000s, Goosebumps, Animorphs.
Oh, Animorphs.
Fucking
You remember the truck dog book? I never read it, but it was just a dog truck. Oh, I'll show you after the show.
Is this in the special section? What is this?
It
dog truck.
It was just a truck with a dog face. Imagine like Thomas the Tank Engine, but it's a truck dog. So imagine a truck dog.
Imagine something completely different, but it's also that thing. Okay, yeah, I get you.
Oh man, I can't remember.
But then there was like fucking...
Guinness Book of World Records. You must have had hella copies.
Where's
of
Wally? Did we have Wally or Waldo here? We had Wally.
We had Wally. Waldo,
Yeah.
which was... I was always confused about Oddlaw, because that's Waldo backwards.
That's right.
And it doesn't really land as much when we call it
Why did they change it to Wally?
I don't know. I maybe Wally is just a more common name here, but it's one of those really weird ones.
Is Waldo a name or is it short for something?
No, I think... Oh.
The only person I know of who has the name Waldo, who was a real person, was Ralph Waldo Emerson. But that was his middle name.
Yeah,
so I assume that's the full thing.
I imagine it would be.
Then, like, you know how I think Australians tend to,
nickname sort of things.
Or name things with a Y or a Z on the end.
Waldo could have just been Australianized
Wally.
to Wally. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I haven't met any Waldos here.
Well, it's also just one of those names that's so old now that if you call your kid Waldo, you're a piece of shit hipster.
Unfortunately.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
What you think of names like Betty, Waldo, Frank. Frank's an old man name. And like, I mean, we both know a young Frank, and that's why I don't think we see it that way.
Well, I mean, also because like you've got popular Franks like Frank Ocean, you know.
Yeah, but that's a bit more recent, so I feel like it's just sort of come back into the lexicon of youngish names, because I've met people named Janet now, and I feel like that was an old person name for a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh. Janet's not as old as some of the other ones. So like you got like Doris. I feel like Doris isn't old.
Doris will come back in like 20 years, I think. But we all just have our little echo chambers of the names we hear. So, you know, in another, like someone else probably thinks, what? Janet's and Doris. I know a Doris. 14-year-old Doris.
Here's a question for
Dorothy.
you. Do you go back and name a child something like a name from the past that's sort of just been forgotten? Like Waldo or like Doris? Or do you venture to go and be a fucking trailblazer and name your son like Squorp? Or just like, our name's going to progress back? Are they going to degress? Is that the word?
Regress.
Or progress?
I like progress. Regression, cool. Yeah, but I remember I wanted a kid. I wanted one named Kanye and one named Jay-Z.
Bro. What were you, 7?
I was like 14, and I was like, nah, I should name the dogs that. I'll just name the dogs that. But I didn't think of any
Jay-Z.
kid's name. Yeah, pretty funny,
Bro.
isn't it? Like Kanye, maybe he'd get bullied.
You could get away with calling him Jay and have a middle name that starts with Z.
That's way more clever.
Yeah.
I didn't think
like
that far.
Jay Zane Dent.
Jay Zane Dent.
You can call him Jay-Z for short.
And then Kanye, Jay-Z Dent.
That's too much.
No, that's too much.
But
Progression.
It's so...
What, are you going to make up your kid's name? You're going to call him like 12?
Nah.
7
not
is
12.
like a popular one.
Nah. I remember my brother used to have this bit of
Yeah, I know this one. Sorry.
wanting to
hear
name his son after him. So my brother's name's James. So it would be James, and he would change his last name to, I think the bit goes, he would change his last name to Senior, and then he would give the kid's middle name Junior. So it would be James Junior, Senior, Junior, I think. But he built
He just kept going.
He kept going. And so it was like James Senior, Junior, Senior, Junior, Junior. It was just...
I think he got his kid in on it at some point, naming his kid Senior, Junior,
it would have
Junior.
been. It was a whole family of Senior Juniors.
Oh, man. What? That's like some...
But at some point it becomes the third, you know?
Yeah, true. But
then if the OG
just...
senior dies, does
I
the
don't
third
know.
become the junior and the junior become the senior?
Well, see, my mum is a junior, right? But we've never called her that. And no one I know has. You know, I think nowadays...
Did she ever get called MJ?
No, she didn't.
No.
I feel like the whole junior-senior thing is sort of... It's kind of gone now. I don't know.
Yeah.
People don't name their kids their name anymore, from what I see. Which I kind of like. I feel like there's a lot of pressure being a junior, and I don't know, like, you might be
Depends
a bit
who your
biased
parent
towards
is,
them.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
Because you're like LeBron James Jr. That kid has big shoes to fill. But it's like some guy who's a heroin addict down in Frankston. It's like his son Junior. He's got...
Small shoes.
He's got very small shoes to fill in
here's
terms
some heroin. Your shoes are full.
Yeah. So...
Oh, man.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing, naming your kid after you. I can kind of get it, but I don't know.
got a little Lachlan Jr. running around. Are you going to refer to him as Junior or as Lachlan? Because I think Junior's a bit... It's a bit, I don't know.
I'm not big for names. I just nickname everyone.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Okay.
It's rare that I call you by your first name.
Yeah, but you call me Mace as well.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Yeah.
That's... Yeah, I feel like most people I know are very nickname-oriented, which makes for more fun sentences most of the time.
Well, it's just like...
It's easier.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because you feel like you know that person better. Because there's a bit of rapport that like you have names for each other or whatever. But at the same time, it's like you're not calling me who I actually am. I'm someone else to you.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
Like I'm inherently Lachlan, but you're calling me this name.
It's a like a social construct, like names, and I think... So I'm born, right, and I'm named Mason by my mum and dad. So that's what they've called me. But then my friends, who are the family that I've sort of chosen, because, you know, you have your family and then you have your friends who, you know, you can decide. And then they've given you a new name. So that's like the moniker there.
Yeah.
You know? And that's sort of just one way I see it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did you ever dislike your name in general?
My given
like
name?
Like Lachlan, yeah.
Yeah, I guess for a period. Because it just seemed like there was way cooler names. I was like, man, Lachlan... You know what it is? It's because there's no famous cool Lachlans.
How do you think I feel, man?
But Mason's kind of like a...
It's unique, and that's
bit
why I
unique,
like it now.
yeah.
But when I was probably 14 as well, that's when I sort of had my anti-Mason phase, where I'm like, God, I
Yeah.
should have just been like a Jack or a Lachlan. I always thought Lachlan was a cool name.
But there's heaps of Lachlans,
There's
but
a
then
lot of
there's none of them
Lachlans,
are
yeah.
famous. So just like, man, this crowd I'm with, they all suck.
It's just all fame-based.
Yeah.
On why my name
all
is
clout.
cool.
Like, there's no famous Lachlans. Like, there's one guy, Lachlan Macquarie, who was he was essentially just like a convict settler or some shit. I don't know. He was governor of New South Wales back in fucking firearm drunk days of Australian settlement.
Those were the days, man.
And it's like he's not
Take
even
me
famous.
back.
You know, I had to
I didn't
Google
know
famous
him.
Lachlans to
Yeah.
find him on some Wikipedia list. It's
Yeah.
like, he's not famous.
There's probably a few Masons, but like they probably got stage names. You know what I mean?
I mean, we've had this chat before. There's like, Mason Ramsey.
You see what I mean?
The yodeling kid.
That's the worst thing, because the reason I reckon there was a month where parents were naming their kid Mason because of that fuckwit. Not fuckwit. He is a lovely kid, I'm sure. It's the
Fuckwit.
fame. It's Ellen DeGeneres. And let's throw James Corden in there, even though he was never on the show. Fuck James Corden. Absolutely. Absolutely. Should we get to stories?
Yeah. Let's get into
My
some
man,
stories.
you
Yeah.
may begin. What a transition.
Fuck, man. I had a busy week finishing up my uni work for the trimester. So my story this week, I was like, I don't have the brain power to put in heaps of effort. I'm going to do it in a weird, dumb sort of... Well, not dumb. Just a dumbed-down writing style of like more like a kid's book sort of writing. Like, it's really just like, and here's what happens next. And then that person did this. And then it goes there. Like, it's pretty lazy.
I'm excited for it.
But my prompts were Spontaneous Dragon is my character. Setting was Sparta with the pit. And the plot hook was post-apocalyptic Earth where corporations are worshipped as gods. And no male characters.
Excellent. Before you begin, we have 12 minutes left.
I'll
Do you
get it
think
done
you can
in
get
12.
it in? Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. And then maybe we can pause it when we have discussion. Go for it, bro.
Okay. The story of the Spontaneous Dragon. Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, there lived a very spontaneous dragon. The dragon lived peacefully in a very old and very strange castle. The castle was an angel-built ruin, made from old red bricks, and was the only thing on the barren lands that stretched for miles in every direction. The dragon liked living away from people, for the people of the Shardlands were mean and dangerous. They threw spears and shot arrows at the dragon whenever she flew across the land. One day, on a whim, the dragon decided to leave her castle and fly across the barren fields in search of something to do. Flying over one of the dark, cracked angel roads, she noticed a set of carriages. What are those strange little wooden houses doing? I didn't know they could move about. The dragon flew down and landed in front of the carriages. The carriage drivers tried to rein in their horses as they thrashed around in fear. "Say, what are those strange little wooden houses you have there?" said the dragon as she sniffed the carriages. "Halt, beast," said one of the guards. "Do not come any closer, or you shall face my wrath." The dragon looked curiously at the guards, wondering why the humans were always so mean to her. The dragon started to back away slowly from the carriages. "Wait!" A shout came from inside one of the carriages. A small woman, dressed in a pretty pink dress, stepped from the carriage and out onto the road. "What is it you want with us, dragon?" said the young woman. "I was only curious as to why your huts were moving. I've never seen a human hut that moves," said the dragon. "These aren't huts, they're carriages. They're meant to move, to take us from one place to another." "I see," said the dragon. "Well, where is it you're going?" "We're on our way to a land called Sparta. It's a long and dangerous trip across the Shardlands to get there." The princess looked sad as she said this, a small tear rolling down her cheek. In that moment, the very spontaneous dragon had a great idea. She lunged forward in a blur and grabbed the young woman in one hand. She slammed her tail against the angel road, sending the guards rolling over, and flew away into the sky. The dragon took the young woman to her red brick castle. The young woman was scared, at first. She protested that the dragon need to take her back to her carriage. She was apparently an important person, and she had important things to do. "What are you?" asked the dragon, on the evening they returned to the castle. "I'm a princess, dragon. A special person." "I know what a princess is. I've heard the stories from old angel books. Aren't you supposed to be kept in a castle and not in one of those little wooden huts?" "I did live in a castle. The Golden Arches. But I was travelling the angel roads for a reason. I am to be married off for my tribe to form an alliance with the kings of Sparta. The princess told the dragon that even though she knew that her marriage was the right thing to do for her family, she didn't want to do it. She didn't even want to be a princess. She wanted to live free wherever she liked, anywhere in the entire Shardlands. The dragon listened and decided that the princess should stay with her. And she did, and they became the best of friends, and they lived happily for some time. But one day the dragon, getting a sudden urge, went flying across the lands in hunt for food. She was gone for some time, and when she returned, the princess was nowhere to be seen. The dragon searched every chamber in her castle, screaming, breathing fire in anger. Her only friend was gone. The dragon scoffed down the cow she had hunted during the day in a single bite. Now full of energy, she flew across the night sky at incredible speed in search of the princess. She flew all night, and as the sun started to rise again, she saw a small village in the valley below. She didn't like villages. The people there were never nice, but her friend was gone, and she needed to find her. So she flew down to the village, sending people screaming and running away in all directions. One soldier, dressed in a strange outfit that the dragon had not seen before, stepped forward. "Beast, what is it you want here? This is a small village with nothing more to offer you than a couple goats, cheese and ale. Surely you can scavenge the lands for your own food." The dragon nodded. "Yes, I can. I'm not here for food. I need to know how to get to a place called Sparta." The soldier looked confused, but gave a single nod. "I understand. I can take you there if you like. Sparta is where I come from." "Really?" said the dragon. "Do you know the princess of the Golden Arches? Is she there?" The soldier nodded. "I know the princess, and I'm sure she is there. Come, dragon, let us go." The dragon decided to trust the soldier, and the pair of them flew across the valley towards Sparta. The trip took them a couple days, and the dragon learned much about the people of Sparta. They were worshippers of the Burger King, an ancient angel order that preached the goodness of something called a burger. The soldier didn't explain what this was, but the dragon didn't mind. She came to like the Spartan soldier. She seemed honest and nice. The dragon began to look forward to her arrival at Sparta, not just to see the princess, for if all the people of Sparta were as nice to the dragon as the soldier, perhaps she wouldn't have to live alone in the castle anymore. They soon arrived in Sparta. The dragon flew down to the main gates of the city and let the soldier off her back. "Now," the soldier said, "you wait here a moment while I organize the welcoming ceremony for you. Everyone will be very happy to see you, I'm sure." And so the dragon waited, and waited, until finally the gates swung wide again, and the sounds of strange horns blew through the air. A woman dressed in a very long, flowing gown and jeweled crown emerged with a large number of people gathered behind her. "Welcome, dragon, to Sparta." "Thank you," said the dragon. "I came here to find my friend. Tell me, do you know the princess of the Golden Arches? Is she here?" The woman nodded and turned, motioning the dragon to enter the city. "She is here, dragon. Come inside and we'll take you to her." And so the dragon stomped into the city and followed the woman through the streets. Every person in Sparta watching the dragon. Everyone stopped as they came to a large hole in the ground. The dragon looked around, but she couldn't see the princess anywhere. She could see inside every house, on all the rooftops, across all the cobblestones. The princess wasn't there. But the dragon couldn't see into the hole in the ground. "She must be down there," she thought to herself, and she dived into the hole. The hole was deep and wide, enough for the dragon to crawl into. But the dragon didn't find anything in there except the dirt bottom. No princess. "She's not here," the dragon said. There was a loud bang. The dragon turned around to see strange bars of angel metal covering the hole. She turned around and tried to push the angel metal away, but it wouldn't move. "What's going on?" said the dragon. "Ha ha, stupid dragon," said the woman in the long flowing gown. "It was all a trap. We heard you were a spontaneous dragon. All we had to do was get you here." "I don't understand. Where is the princess?" said the dragon. "I'm up here, dingus." The dragon suddenly saw the princess staring down at her through the grate. "Princess, you're okay. What happened? Why did you leave so suddenly?" the dragon asked. "Oh man, you should see yourself right now. You got owned so hard. What a loser. You thought we were friends. Lol, so lame. I would never be friends with a stupid dweeb like you. Oh, look at me. I'm a big dragon with a cool red brick castle, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, guess what? Now you're in a fucking hole in the ground with no friends and everyone hates you and you smell bad." The woman in the long flowing gown grabbed the princess on the shoulder and pulled her away. "That's enough, princess. We have things to do." A heavy cart was hauled next to the pit, full of meat patties. One by one, the patties were thrown onto the metal grate covering the pit. "Now, dragon, You will breathe fire when we tell you to, and perhaps one day we will let you return to your castle, but only if you do what we say." The dragon started to cry, and she cried for some time. But eventually she did what she was told when she was commanded. She would cook the burgers with her flames as they lay on the metal grate above. And so it was. The very spontaneous dragon became the very routine dragon. When burgers needed cooking, she would breathe fire. When they did not, she would sit in her pit and cry. All in the name of a flame-grilled whopper. The end.
Okay. We've got 3 minutes. Let's start this. Let's get a new recording. I have a few things I want to say. Okay, so that might be one of the saddest stories I've ever heard. So as you began, as it was going, I'm picturing like a picture book, you know? I'm picturing all the art and stuff and like just little crayon drawings, whatever, real cute. The mega corporations implementation was pretty good. I liked it. Like you said the golden arches and I was like, oh, like McDonald's. And I'd forgotten about the corporation thing until you said like King of the Burgers. And I was like, oh, there it is. And the ending really tied into that nicely. But there's something about stories like that. Like I think of the end of Breaking Bad with Jesse's situation. It's heartbreaking to me. So I know that that's just something like you've written, but I feel for the dragon so much. What do? She would cook and cry. Yeah. The saddest shit of all time. That's just, you know, that and turning into an animal are stories that fuck with me.
You don't like turning into animals?
I hate it because, you know, you're an animal. Hey, help me out. But you just woof. Nightmare shit.
That's why I have such an affinity for The Fly.
Yeah, it's the only one I can watch, honestly. That's why I hate Tusk. But yeah, I think it was... despite the ending where things took a dire turn, it was a good kids book, you know? It had like a few locations and the spontaneous dragon becoming the routine dragon. What a great, great ending. How do you feel about it?
It's really lazily written.
I mean, like, there's going to be weeks like that, you know?
Yeah, no, that's it. So, like...
like you said, uni gets in the way.
But there's also, like... I don't know. Just, like, the prompts where I was like, I don't know how to make this anything else than what this is.
That's fair, man.
So, I'm not really, like, that bummed about it. And then, like, I wrote it, and then I was like... I was in this sort of like fugue state where I was like, can I just write something dumb in here and make it funny? And then I wrote that speech with the princess, like, oh, he's so owned. The
princess's speech. I thought it was going to end after that. Like, you got owned, loser, done. That was good. The princess's character arc, rough. Rough. It's upsetting, you know? The betrayal.
Yeah, I know.
I'm taking this story surprisingly seriously. Like,
you know what? And that's another thing. They're all, like, no male characters. Like, there's female characters and every other character. I just didn't mention gender, but it's just like, I would have liked to have done it like the classic, you know, Mario situation. You know, Mario, Peach, Bowser, Princess, Dragon, Prince, or whatever. But you couldn't really.
I guess you could just make them girls, but that is kind of lazy.
Well, I mean, you could, but if I was gonna, the way that, you know, the male works is just it fits into the trope better.
Yeah, no,
which would have been funner to write. So it's like I could have done like, you know, a princess rescuing a princess, like, you know, gender roles. I don't have a problem with that, but I just was like, I wanted it to be like a really tropey story for a kid's book. So
yeah, no, and you nailed it because it was just like the repetition of the story.
Yeah,
like, and you would describe a character one way and sort of stick to that. Because normally, one thing I always point out is your descriptions are always like really
it's the opposite
artistic.
With this one.
That's the opposite of this.
Yeah, this was like
a pretty pink dress.
Here's the place. This is what it looks like objectively, and that's all you hear about it.
And you know, you nailed it. You switched up your format. You know, you owned it.
I'm hoping that I get something a bit more conducive to a expanded writing next week, but whatever. Not too bad for.
No, not bad at all. Okay.
But yeah.
Shall I get to mine?
Yeah, what did you have again? Remind me.
So I had a brave sentient vehicle.
Oh, that's right. It was Brum.
They lived, Brum. Yeah. They lived in Stinksville. Everyone has woken up with permanent blindness. And there's no MacGuffin.
Okay,
so there's no gold briefcase, none of that shit.
Was there no MacGuffin? Did it even matter in the end?
Well, I like MacGuffins because I'm lazy. So it made me go a different direction. You know what I mean? We'll see what you think.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. And my story, like I said, they are the week. It's presented a bit differently.
Oh, yeah, you did say this.
Yeah, like when you were saying yours is a children's book, mine was sort of like, it started like a children's show. You'll see what I mean. So,
is this influenced by Brum?
No. I should have watched some Brum. I should have done some character study on Brum.
Right, take it away.
Okay. Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Stinksville. My name is Brenda the Brave Bus, and I'm so excited to take you on a journey around our beautiful city. Or what once was a beautiful city. It's quite hard to tell if it is still beautiful due to my blindness. Oh, did I forget to mention? Yes, little Jimmy, everyone in this city is blind. On a stormy night 7 years ago, the great equalizer occurred, and all at once, Stinksville could see no more. But fear not, young ones. We didn't call it Stinksville for nothing. Using the town's many distinct smells, I'll be able to complete this tour and introduce you to all of my wonderful friends. Takes a truly brave bus to lead an excursion like this. What's that? No, little Jimmy, I said brave bus, not blind bus. But yes, I am blind, as I've already pointed out. Now, let's be on our way. Seems like we are at our first stop. Unless the scent of anxious sweat and pen ink betrays me, I believe we are at Stinksville Traffic School. In a town run by sentient vehicles, you'll find a place like this to be of utmost importance. It's run by esteemed community member, Miss Edwina the Educational Engine. Say hello, everyone. Do any of you curious children have a question for how we train our young to get around Stinksville safely? Yes, little Jimmy, ask away. Pardon? Yes, little Jimmy. Miss Edwina, the Educational Engine, is blind. Everyone in our town is blind, so there's no need to ask. I think we'll just begin towards our next stop. Thank you, Miss Edwina, the Educational Engine. Sorry about that. On our way. Oh, children, I think I smell the beautiful varnish of a freshly coated shelf and the radiant aroma of ancient textbooks. It appears our next stop will be the city's library. This collection of books document the entire history of Stinksville, but I won't bore you with that. But my good friend, Mr. Mac, the Marvelous Mustang, might. Say hello, everyone. What's that? Yes, little Jimmy. Mr. Mac, the Marvelous Mustang, is also blind, just like myself, and everyone else in this city. Do you have any questions about our city's uprising against mankind, or perhaps why we are all sentient vehicles? Are you sure? No. Okay, in that case, I will ask you to please stop, as you are starting to make the town members uncomfortable. We know that we are blind, yet our sight does not affect our feelings. But your need to point that fact out might just do the trick. Let's just move on to our next stop. I think it's this way. Slow down, children. The tantalizing waft of gasoline has taken me over. Ooh. And the undoubtable fragrance of a burning cigarette at a safe distance from the gasoline? Why, we have indeed made it to Stinksville Auto Repairs. And here's Dr. Guffin, the Grand Glider. She's been the lead mechanic here for 4 generations. Without her, our soldiers and my father would have never squashed the rebel humans who made the mistake to create sentient vehicles. Anyone have any questions about her time during the war? I'm sure she has plenty of tales to tell. Yes, thank you, little Jimmy. Yes, little Jimmy. Dr. Guffin, the Grand Glider. Just like Miss Edwina, the Educational Engine. And just like Mr. Mac, the Marvelous Mustang, and of course, just like yours truly, is most definitely blind. I cannot make it any clearer that all of the residents in this city, a city, by the way, that is exclusively governed by sentient vehicles, are blind. Are you stupid, little Jimmy? Are you stupid? Like, are you dumb, or are you just a prick? Is your dad as much of a prick as you are? Holy shit! This is a historic location. The only location in the world that is run by fucking vehicles. How is that not more interesting? But no. All you care for is our goddamn handicap. Well, guess what, mate? I may be blind, but I can see that you're nothing more than a bigoted bully. Hey, you. I don't care what your name is. What school are you kids from? What? Repeat that. Viewsville Primary. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Fucking Viewsville. No wonder you've got that little knob like little Jimmy in your goddamn class. But you know what? I've heard that all the people in Viewsville lost their sense of smell the same time we lost our vision.
Is that why you ask a stupid little question, Jimmy? Because your fucking nose doesn't work? Oh, don't cry, you little baby. You made this goddamn bed for yourself. Oh, to hell with this. We're going back to the library. Hey, Mr. Mac, the Marvelous Mustang. Oh, sorry for that little prick earlier. God, he's a nuisance. Anyway, I need a number pulled up. Thanks. Yeah, that looks right. Reckon you can watch the kids for a minute? Thanks. Ignore the little one crying. He just wants attention. Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 boop. Hello, is this Viewsville Primary School? Look, I've just given your students a tour of our wonderful city, and one of them has spent the past half hour harassing my community about our handicap, and I just thought I should let you know the situation, as I'm extremely disappointed. Yes, I know they're only 10, but that's no excuse. Look, I respectfully ask you not to refer to them as pupils, thanks. His name's Jimmy. What? So what if his fucking dad's a donor? I don't care. I won't let up. They don't call me a brave bus for nothing. You can't see how this situation is completely unfair against Stinksville. Oh, real fucking mature, making a bloody eyesight joke after I said C. You know what, prick? I'll bloody come down there myself and deal with this. Boop. Hop in, kids. We're going back to school. Tour's over. Brum, 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 brum. Have a good one, kids. I hope you sprain your ankle, little Jimmy. Hey, you. Hey, where's the principal's office? First hall? Got it. Brum, 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 brum. Hi. I recently made a complaint over the phone about a particular student. Barbara the Brave Bus. Cool. He's in a meeting now? Oh yeah, I can wait. What the hell? Hey, is that him sneaking out the window? Jesus Christ. Oh, shut the fuck up. Do you think it'd be that easy to get away? I'm a brave bus, you little bitch. Now, are you going to deal with the little Jimmy situation, or am I going to have to? For fuck's sake. God, you're easy. What are you writing? Is that his dad's address? Appreciate your progressiveness, mate. Beep, boop, bop, boop, boop. Hey, Michael, the menacing motorcycle. I need your boys for help. Some fucker in Viewsville needs to be taught a lesson. Hopefully after a couple blind bikes beat the bastard down a bit, he'll learn some better values. Address is 18 Glimpse Street. I owe you, boys. Give me a call when it's done. Brum, 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 brum. Tick, 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 tick. Hey, Michael, the medicine motorcycle. How'd things go? What, are you kidding me? Channel 8? Yep, I see it. Holy shit. Oh, I appreciate your efforts. Was not expecting this. God damn, they're already on the anti-vehicle spin. Yep. I'll let Aaron the accurate Apache helicopter know. And Darren the democratic drone striker too. We'll take out Viewsville just like we did Soundsville. Shame they didn't want to learn our history. The end. What do you think?
I like the direction you took it in terms of like how it was presented. Mm-hmm. You know, like a failed kids program sort of tour thing. It was. You put a lot of constraints on yourself to make it work, but it worked for the most part. There's a few moments where Brenda apparently was able to see things.
Was she?
3 times.
Oh, fuck, yeah, she was.
So she says, that looks right when she's at the library. And then she says, what are you writing, the address? And then she knows the address because it's written down. She's blind.
Oh, fuck.
And then they're like, check Channel 8, and she's watching TV.
Oh, fuck me. There was so many ways I could have got around that. Like, absolute. All right, so
there's 3 occasions where blind person sees.
She was listening to the radio at the end. She had the principal say the address. And, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. That's it. There's my solutions there.
That's the only. I remember when I was writing a deaf character in one of my... It was the Corn one. Mm-hmm. I remember I wrote... There was things when I was writing that story where I had to... If I hadn't checked it, like, edited, there would have been moments with him hearing stuff. Because it's easy to forget about it.
This definitely did need another edit, I reckon. Because I edited the end of it, like, this morning. Should have probably had a look over the whole thing. Yeah.
But I thought that you did a good job at incorporating Stinksville in with the blindness aspect of like I didn't put that together when you
clicked really well.
No, that makes a lot of sense. That's really good. And it was cool, just a little bits of exposition that they really didn't need explaining, like it just in terms of like the sentient law, like you know how the vehicles came to be in like the war and stuff. It's like, okay, this is in a place where like, you know, those things have happened. So a little bit of that was cool. The accents just kept shifting, which is fucking like I just find that hilarious.
One character the whole time.
But just when it got more aggressive, it just became more male. It's just fucking good stuff.
Well, I my argument for that is she's putting on the voice for when she's doing the presentation.
Yeah, true.
That's her real voice. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a note, but then it became the whole thing of like literally, it's just the one character speaking the whole time, which is funny. Sniffing gas. I just thought that was just like, was that intentional?
I mean, a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
they're sniffing, she smells the gas.
Yeah.
That's how they get around.
Yeah.
She just happens to be a
Um,
fiend.
what the hell was his dad's a donut?
The donor to the school, he donates money so they don't want to punish little Jimmy.
I thought you said his dad's a donut. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, am I missing a joke? Is there a reference that I'm not getting?
He's a donor.
Okay.
Because, so Viewsville, they're humans still,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's, and, they've got their own things. Yeah, not a donut. That
Yeah.
could have been something, though.
It's a weird word, donor.
It is a donut.
'Cause
Like, donate, donor, donator.
Just because, like, in my mind, I associate it with kebabs and now donuts because it sounds similar, especially when you're speaking at a pace with an accent.
The drop the T's. Donut? He's a donor? That does sound...
Yeah, donut.
Yeah, that hits it.
Yeah, it sounds like that's how a dumb British person says donut because there's really dumb British people out there.
Yeah, I mean, their accents are different, but yeah, they are just dumb.
And just like some of the moments of like this one line was when Brenda rocks up to school. He's like, "Where's the principal's office?" First hall, got it. That's not a direction.
I know.
There's probably multiple doors coming off the first hall.
I know.
It's just like
I
first-
couldn't have the kid explain, like, I couldn't have Barbara say, "Oh, first hall, second door, right in there." I could have just done that.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck.
You said second door on the left in the hall. Okay,
Yeah, it
But
became...
you said first
yeah.
hall.
It became like, how do I have Brenda give all the exposition? Because she's speaking like an anime character at this
but
point.
you could chuck two more
You're
words
so
in there.
right.
But it
You're
was
so
his first
right.
hall.
First hall, I'll figure it out.
He's just standing in the hall. That's where he be. That's where the principal. That's where he hangs out in the hall.
Yep.
But yeah, that was all my notes.
Sweet.
It was
thank you.
enjoyable.
I will say, I think the most fun bit was trying to think of the characters'
I was going
names.
to say. I was literally just about to say characters' names. Yeah, all the.
What's that called? When
What's it called?
Not anagram. When all the
starts with
letters are the same. It starts with R.
Fuck, man.
Oh, raggy. But yeah, all of them like like Mr. Mac.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was Mr. Mac and Miss Guffin. Boom.
I get you. Dude, that's driving me crazy now. I can't think of the word.
Oh, okay.
It's where you've got two words or more that start with the same letter.
Yeah, so like Lachlan's lovely...
Alliteration.
That's it.
That's it, yeah?
That's it, man. Alliteration.
Alliteration.
Starts
I don't
with
know why I
R.
thought it was with
Alliteration.
R. Ooh, someone's here.
Oh, well. Should we deal with that, or...?
Oh, we'll pause it and we'll see who's here. It's probably Clint.
Whoa, we did a clap this time, and not a snap.
Different. Hectic.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going crazy.
Let's, trivia first.
Trivia, yeah. Sorry. You can, Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. So, I'm bringing back another One Piece question.
Okay.
Because I didn't actually have a good one planned, so this is just on the fly, but
Yeah.
it's a good one. In One Piece, what are the 3 devil fruit classes?
Oh, fuck me. Okay, because I... Lugia type? No. That's the Pokemon. Fuck.
It's close, though. It's very close to that.
I don't think I'm going to get it.
No?
Because they've mentioned it like once or twice on the show so far, and I don't retain it. I know that one of them is like your body becomes this thing, one of them is like you become an animal, and one of them is just the other ones. Give me like a minute. Not Lugia. Lugia is... Fuck. Yu-Gi-Oh! Fuck, I'm actually just gonna have to bow out now. Remind me.
Damn. So Logia was the one that you were almost on. Then Zone is the animal one.
Yeah.
And Paramecia is the miscellaneous one.
Okay. See, they're familiar to me.
I just remember like having this discussion with you in the car.
We did recently.
So I was like, oh, maybe he remembers
Paramecia
it.
zone Logia.
Logia.
Okay. Now my question.
Mm.
Okay, we have Barbara the Brave Bus. We have Mr. Mac the Marvelous Mustang. Name one more vehicle character from my story.
What were the ones you named?
Mr. Mac the Marvelous Mustang and Barbara the Brave Bus.
Oh, fuck. I'm trying to remember what Edwina was called.
If you remember where she was, that might help. Oh, you write it?
No, I had some notes, but it's like, I don't think... Engineer? Edwina the engineer? I don't know. Is that it?
Nah.
Fuck.
It was the educational engine.
Oh,
You're
traffic
very
school.
close. Yeah, traffic
So I
school.
was like, was it traffic school or gas? But yeah, I thought it was traffic school, but educational engine. That makes... Yeah. Oh well, we're both
Okay,
losers.
Both losers. That's all right.
Lame. Lame. I hate the wheel.
The wheel is kind of shit. Wheel first?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be behind.
Yep, that's all right.
I'm going
This
first.
looks cool. Yeah, I'll hold it.
Please don't be a shit one.
No lesson learned.
Okay.
I think you can work with that.
That's all right. No lesson learned.
All right. And I've got... teen drama. Yeah, cool.
All right.
I'll write that down now so I don't forget. Dude, I spilt iced tea on my laptop, and then the day after I spilt Pepsi on my laptop, so all the buttons are very sticky. I got a new laptop at the perfect time.
Yeah, actually. That's
Every time I click
disgusting.
space, I'm worried it's just going to keep going. All right.
What the hell's a teen drama?
I'm thinking of like Twilight, and I'm thinking of like those superhero shows that they used to have on the CW.
CW.
Yeah, it's like shit like it's stuff my sister watches. You know, like kids in high school and they're all dating, but like there's drama and maybe a kid kills another kid.
Yeah.
I can't think of any examples.
I can infer that from teen drama,
Yeah.
but like an example was sort of what I meant.
I'm so
like,
sorry.
I've never seen Degrassi, but I figure is that maybe?
Degrassi, perfect example. That's a
Okay.
teen drama.
So my character for next episode is a shiny wizard.
Cool.
I like wizards. Happy with that. Setting. It's a long piece of paper. Chocolate factory.
Awesome. Now, should I pick my character and setting?
Yeah. Yep.
We have one more plot hook left, so we're both going to share it this week. Okay. So I have a... powerful student of magic.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, man. That's crazy.
No shit.
That's crazy. Maybe we'll have a crossover story. Let's see if the settings... Oh, that could be cool.
But the setting is gonna be the big
Setting will
difference,
fuck
isn't
it.
it?
So yours is a chocolate factory. Mine's a pirate ship.
Pirate
ship. A pirate ship. Excellent. So, a powerful student of magic on a pirate ship. You can do the honors for the plot hook.
So the last plot hook that we had written in the jar. Okay, so this is my handwriting, and it's not actually a crazy plot hook, but it's just the settings that we've picked aren't really conducive to fitting this in, at least not in a traditional sense. It's prison break in to prison break out someone.
Okay.
So someone's in prison,
and
they're breaking into prison to break that person
I'm
out.
picturing Avatar when they're going into that little island.
Or also the show Prison Break.
I haven't seen Prison Break.
Okay.
I guess I could guess that's probably what it's about.
That's what it's about.
I thought maybe it was just prisoners trying to get out. You know.
Well, it is,
Didn't know there was a break
But
in.
yeah, he doesn't actually break in. He gets intentionally arrested and
Right.
sent to jail
Yeah,
to
that's
break
part
out.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That's yeah, like you said, not at all conducive. Then again, you know, there's a
Well, I
brig,
mean, yeah, like this.
chocolate prison.
Yeah, obviously, in traditional sense, they're not prison environments, but they can have prisons. So
Awesome. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
yeah.
Okay. Now,
I had
how
one.
shall we end it? Yeah.
I had one thing I think in my journal. This
Go
week.
for it.
that I was looking at before.
Now, I will say before you go into it, I had someone message me, one of our biggest fans, saying Lachlan should let Mason know the journal entry beforehand so he can think about it. In a way, I don't mind not knowing until I'm on the spot, and then maybe next fortnight I can have a better thought on it.
Yeah.
Because you've had time to think this over a bit more than me.
But
Just
like,
keep that
I
in
haven't
mind.
read these entries for fucking. This entry was from April.
Okay.
I don't think about this stuff every day. It's like I wrote this one time,
No, fair.
but it's like even like, and I read this and I go, why the hell did I write that? But this was, I read this and I was like, okay, I guess it's not really that applicable to me, or probably anyone really, except if you're like a Buddhist monk, because it's like I just thought it was an interesting thought. I think it was like from an Alan Watts lecture or something. Mm-hmm. It's like the desire to be someone who doesn't want to desire things is in itself a desire. So how do you remedy that?
You know what that makes me think?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just telling someone, okay.
Can you not have desires? Is it possible?
No, I don't think so. Unless you, like, because not wanting desires is a desire in itself, but it's also just like being like a smarmy prick telling someone that.
Yeah, it is a
You
bit.
know what I mean? Like, the Buddhist be like, oh, you don't have desires? You sure about that? Are you sure about
But
that?
they're saying that to other Buddhist monks. Like no one else is saying like I don't desire things.
Yeah, like, because, you know, I guess they probably desire food.
Well, it's like how you say don't have expectations because that way you can't be let down.
Exactly
Which, look,
right. That is an expectation, I guess.
yeah, that's what like you can kind of.
Because, yeah, by
read
not
into it
having
like that.
expectations and, like, then expecting, then you can never be let down. You're also expecting, like, in a weird way, eventually something good will happen. It sort of eats itself, because the whole point of not having expectations is to, like, you can never be disappointed, but you
Yeah.
can still be disappointed.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. How much of not having expectations is lying to yourself?
It's 40% of it. Because, like, I say, don't have expectations, and, you know, you'll, like, you've just said it. But obviously, there are moments in my life where I think it's okay to expect something, and then it's fair enough to be disappointed by something.
Yeah.
Whether it's a person that's, like, let me down, or something is just, yeah, anything has let me down. A
Yeah.
movie I really wanted to watch. I mean, you know, I try to go into movies with no expectations, but I can still be disappointed having no expectations.
Yeah.
But it does soften the blow a bit. It's just about not letting things get to you as much as they could.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I suppose you should be thoughtful about what you have what you should not have expectations
Yeah,
towards.
you got to pick. You sort of
Because
gotta
if you don't
pick
have
your battles
expectations, it's like you're not really paving out a life for yourself that you're going to enjoy. Because
Exactly
like,
right.
if I want to enjoy my time, I expect to have this, this, and that. And it's like, sure, you should probably tone it down to a level that's like sustainable and achievable on a day-to-day
there.
basis.
Yeah, there's
But-
two ways, right? Let's say I'm applying for a job.
Yeah.
I have no expectations. So I'm going to apply to the job. If I don't get accepted, it's not a big deal. But there's also the other side. I have no expectations. So I'm not going to apply. That's when it's like, that's
Yeah.
when it can be a bit negative. And
And look, most people are not dumb idiots, and they figure it out, and they do get things done.
most people,
I don't know.
that's generous. A lot of people are dumb idiots.
Yeah, see, like...
We're lucky. Our circles are pretty good. I find that I hear a lot of stories about idiots, but I never deal with them. Like, I deal with them, but not in close relation.
But, dude, you think about that, and then, like...
People are telling stories about me being an idiot, I reckon.
Yeah, but also, the people that you're like, yeah, these people aren't idiots. They've been in other circles where they've done something, and that circle's like, this guy's a fucking idiot because he
Yeah,
did this one
true,
thing that
true.
one time, and now we label him as such. So
That's
it's like
true,
everyone
that's
thinks
true.
everyone else is an idiot. It's like, you know, that 6 degrees of separation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, everyone knows everyone. Everyone thinks everyone's an idiot
Wow.
because of that same law.
Wow, yeah.
That's my new theory.
Wow. I like that a lot,
So someone
actually.
that I... Like, dude, you know what I did the other day? I was going to mention this as well. I went to get my first vaccine dose, and I was talking to the chemist, and she was really friendly. We're just like, you know, we're talking about the grand final because the grand final we got over, just like friendly chat. And she made like a point of like my email is one of the emails I use is at hotmail.com.au, which is apparently weird. Not many people have the .au on the end or whatever. And so she made a little remark about that, and I was like, yeah, just don't know how it happened. Whatever. It's like 10 years ago. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
And then waited around 15 minutes, went to sign off and make sure, whatever, book my next appointment. And so we're just standing there and she's punching in shit on the computer. And she like, just out of like, I imagine, you know, you're working in customer service, you make chit chat. And she just goes something along the lines of, you must have a bit of fun, like explaining the email thing to people. You know, just making chit chat.
Yeah.
And I was sort of in this like fugue state, and I was just like, yeah, it's kind of like a minor annoyance sometimes. And then I left, and I was like, I basically just called her rude and annoying.
A little bit.
And I was like,
funny.
fuck, I'm an idiot, man.
No,
like,
but at the same time, there's...
And now that person's like, this guy's so fucking... What an idiot. What
Yeah,
a rude
I like
idiot.
your 6 degrees of idiocy.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. But like I had at hotmail.co.uk for about 4
Why
years.
the fuck did you have that?
Because
you're not from the UK.
I know, but the one I wanted, the .com was taken, and that was...
Well, that's what I had, the .au.
See, but .au makes fucking sense because
Yeah,
we're
it
in
does.
Australia.
Why didn't you go for that?
Not many people question the .uk. I normally explained it to them before they could, I think. I beat them to it. But then they're thinking, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
What? But yeah, you know,
Nah, whatever.
whatever.
We're all
exactly.
idiots. That's where we sign off this week.
Excellent. Goodbye, idiots. Thanks for watching. Thank you for listening to this episode of Write Off Podcast, hosted by Lachlan and Mason. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you're listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else, leave a nice review and follow us. It really helps out. Follow us on Instagram at Write Off Podcast, and feel free to email us as well at writeoffpodcast@gmail.com. Trust me, it's the right thing to do.